Okay, peace and quiet. So just real quick for you guys, we just got our, oh, here's another one. We just got our State Cup game for next weekend. And you're going to love this because it is at 6:40 p.m. at Mary Grogan Park on Saturday, February 9th. Mary Grogan is in Modesto. Now, the thing is, if we win, then, yeah, great, right? If we win, then where is Modesto? You'll find out, and it's going to be quite a little drive for you. So if we win, we play again on the 10th. If we don't win, then we're done, and then we just get to come straight back. So I don't know what to say for you guys in this situation with regards to planning to be out there, or if you guys are going to actually plan on staying out for the night or driving back and coming back. So that's pretty much up to you guys. We don't have the schedule for the Sunday game until the Saturday game is finished. So we're pretty much right at the mercy of the game. This Castro Valley team we've looked at a little bit. Let me open them up. Ramsey can't hear. So this Orchard Valley team that came in second place, they're the team that beat us on the super windy field. They were the ones that, I think it was 3-0 that beat us. So they tied with this Castro Valley team. So that's kind of the level that they're at. They were in Premier the same as us. So just so you know, it'll be a pretty good game. So let me come on to, it's only 2 hours away. That's 2 hours away. So here is what our schedule is going to be like. So for the next couple of weeks, we have our regular futsal practice and our Thursday practices. You'll see them right there. So now it's 6:40 Modesto on the 9th. If we win, we play again on the 9th. If we lose, we come home and we get to play futsal. So depending on the time of the game, we may end up just forfeiting our futsal game, which is fine, but we will know more once we kind of get into the game on the 6th or the game on the 9th, sorry, and or the 10th. The following weekend, you should see on the calendar now, at 10 a.m. I'm working on a scrimmage for us on the 23rd, and I'll add that to our team snap. Then pretty much right around the corner into March, our season begins. So we're working on the practice schedules right now. We're working on the draft, and I'll have an ideal schedule. I'll have an outline of the schedule for what it will be by February 11th. So probably a bit of a week again. There are no tryouts, not for this spring season. The tryouts are going to be in, I think it's April or May time, depending on how it is in the city. But you guys are all guaranteed to be on the team this year, so don't mess it up. So then once we get into March, it'll be coming into 3 days a week. The league begins. So March 9th is the opening day of the season. And then we have futsal also. As long as we keep doing well, then we'll keep playing into futsal all the way through into what could look like as the finals. So then we'll just be balancing our league schedule. So our season will go pretty much all the way through the week of April 15th. And then I think the weekend is actually the 20th. That's going to be a bye weekend. That's a league bye weekend where they've said that we don't have to schedule any games. So I've put there for you guys to enjoy the weekend out of town. And again, I'll put that on our team snap too, so you can know whether you guys are going to get out of town or if we want to practice a game or schedule a game or whatever we want to do. Then final league game is that first weekend of May, or the second weekend technically. And then we'll wrap up with, and then the season activity again, we'll probably do some pizza. I'll fit in some more beach soccer, but it's just really tough to do because of the schedule being back-to-back with games every weekend. So once we get an ideal picture for how it'll look for us, then we'll be able to add more beach soccer in and possibly more scrimmages too. So then our training will be confirmed once we get through May, and then we will be wrapping up our season together. Any questions on how that looks? Any questions on, do this. Does anybody, what do you want to know, Callum? Let me unmute everyone.
When's our next game?
Is there a chance we can practice at pool good? The pool good is an option.
Say that again?
To use. Pool good is an option for us to use as a practice pool. So that's possible. We don't have a game.
Lee, you're cutting out.
Because.
Lee, you're cutting out a bunch.
Can you hear me? Am I all right now? So, can you don't have to worry about it. There is no game this weekend. You'll see that you have winter camp this coming weekend, and then if you actually look at our schedule, the following weekend is where it gets busy for us with state camp. So, so I will update this right here that says our TBD because right now the 30 in the desk.
There's no games this weekend, right?
No games this weekend, correct. We have winter camp on Sunday that I really encourage you guys to go out to. It's a great program provided by the club. And then the following weekend is where we get like.
What are the winter camps?
They are skill clinics, skill camps provided by Elite. So just a chance for you guys to get more touches on the ball because we only have 2
Where are they?
They're at USF. Yeah. Any more questions on the schedule?
No. Not really.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do. Mute you guys again. So for you guys now, I want to show you kind of what our focus is going to be. So there's 3 main themes for our coming season. These are going to be part of everything we do. So main theme 1, playing the opponent's half of the field. Main theme 2 is to press as a team in the right times, and we'll work on what the right time means. And then main theme 3 is playing in 2s, playing in 3s, and then working with your partner, basically. I have my own methodology, so these are the ways that I will teach you guys how to address these 3 themes, and they will change regularly too. So you'll see that whilst January was kind of broken up with the weather, we actually started looking at some possession, started looking at recognizing when to press, and we started looking at communication, all working within the main themes. So for February, it's going to expand a little bit more into forward passes because we need the forward passes to be able to play in the opponent's half of the field. Pressing from the front is when we press as a team, so we can begin to press forwards, and that will actually help us win the ball higher up the field and score more goals, hopefully. And then building on the theme of communication, and then beginning to identify when we can double team, so 2 of you can go and tackle a player and steal the ball. So you'll see that as we come into our final session, well, actually, which is Thursday, not Tuesday, you'll see that we're actually going to begin with some rondos, and then it's going to be small-sided games with a possession reward. So as a team, you score by keeping possession, and there'll be various rules that I'll implement for you guys. So this is how I plan all of your sessions right here. I put everything down, and then I write my notes and my issues. So like last week, we only had 4 players come out. So that's an issue for me because I'm planning on building into 7-player games, 14 players, and then I end up with only 4. So that's a real tough thing. But again, that's something that I know, and that's something that I have issues with that I track and can follow up with you guys and say, hey, you know, kind of what are you guys doing? So that brings me into our mini teams. So you can see yourselves here as a mini team, and the team actually goes down. So you can see Jesper, Ben, and Callum are one team. Patrick, Drew, and Ramsey are another team. Diaz, Elliot, and Antonio are another team. Kent, Alessandro, and Teddy, you are a team. And then Issei, Liam, and Omar, you are a team. The guys in green, you are what I'm calling the captains of February. So what I'm expecting from you guys as captains is to have your 3 teammates. So if you're Patrick, you have Drew and you have Ramsey, and you begin to get to know them. And then you also begin to understand who they are through their peak performance. So if we take Patrick, for example, and we go into his peak performance, and Patrick, I'm picking on you here, because Patrick hasn't actually done any of his traits, nor submitted his score from November, nor submitted his score. Well, he's got a day or so to submit for February 1st. I also, for every player, have goals, and most of you have worked through this too. But you're going to have a soccer goal. My soccer goal, when it loads, is to do a double around the world skill. And I will do that by filming it and sharing it with you. And I'm going to practice 10 minutes every day to perfect the skill. My personal goal is to read 3 books. Those 3 books there, The Tipping Point, Cry Like a Man, and What Really Matters. And then my measurement for that is, of course, to have completed 3 books. My goals for the team are for us to improve the ability to maintain possession, improve recognition of when to press, and communication. And here is how I think we can measure doing that. The club has its own goal for me, which is improved team communication, which is part of the reason why we're having this call. And it's also part of the reason why I've given you a predicted calendar for the coming season. So then Patrick would also check in with his teammates. Back to the sheet there, you'll see Drew and Ramsey. So Patrick can access the sheet anytime and say, hey, Andrew or Drew, how are you doing? Well, I see that you're missing 3 traits. I see that you haven't put in your own goals. And I see that coach said, Drew, you need this, and you actually need some more confidence to use your skill and speed to be effective. So then, for me, my measurement of that is with my eyes, subjectively. I can see him attack players with the ball at his feet, breaking the lines, which means dribble past midfielders or dribble past defenders, and then get into goal. And then objectively with our scrimmages, I'm going to get them filmed, so now I can look at it and see if he's actually doing that. And then Patrick can do the same too with Rambo. So he can go to Ramsey, scroll across. Ramsey's right here, and Ramsey's on fire with his scores. And you'll see that it makes this beautiful little chart, so you can see how you're doing in comparison to previously. But he hasn't quite finished it because now his scores are missing here. So what I want him to do, and what Patrick's going to do as the coach or as the captain for this February, is to get these guys in line, and then as a team of 3, let me know what they think we need to be doing more as a team, and then Patrick will be the one that comes and talks to me. Same for everybody else. So right now it'll be Jesper, it'll be Pee-wee, it'll be Diaz, Kent, and Issei. So you'll begin to get to know each other in your little team. Now you have somebody that you know more, somebody that you can talk to, someone that you can now say, hey, I need a little bit of help, or we can build more of a team, I guess, environment, something that is going to help keep you guys accountable. Because if Rambo doesn't turn up for practice, I'm going to be asking Patrick, why is Rambo not at practice? And hopefully he will begin to know. So on that, Everyone is unmuted, so please tell me. Judy, let's get to you there. So you said you don't know how to fill out the traits. So the traits are 10 things that you think are important for a soccer player. So there you go, left foot. It might be first touch. It might be header. It might be passing. It might be shooting. So you can look at everybody else and see what they've done. Not Kent, because Kent hasn't done it. Oh, not Liam, because Liam hasn't done it. We can use Omar. Now he's got an 8 for his headband, because he's got his headband on now. But he's talking about drinking water. That's important for a soccer player. And then for him personally, for his knee, he's got an ice and he's got a stretch. So I want you to pick up what you think the best traits for you are going to be. And then I want you to score yourself out of 10. Now, I know you don't have a journal and we can get you one, but you can use paper too. You can just use a notebook. And then once we get another peak performance session, I can get you one. So, perfect. Win every game in February. The measurement is our win, loss, and tie record. You want to improve your fitness, so you're waiting on my feedback and then how you feel after a game or practice. And then the next thing will be, I think there, how much do you do outside of practice? So, Ale, where do you fill it out? You go across the bottom here, and you find your name, and you click it, and then it pops up, and you'll be able to put your name in there. Put your traits in.
Okay. Now I know why you put Antonio and I in the same group, because Antonio always misses practice.
Yeah, so I can blame you.
Yeah.
So tell Antonio that I'm going to make you run for every practice he misses.
Ooh. Yeah. And for every practice he misses, I'll just beat him up.
What?
Damn. At school.
Is Drew here? Is Drew in the call? Is Drew in the call, or is he not here?
Drew is not very well.
So he's not here?
No, he's not here yet.
Okay. But Ramsey is.
Yeah.
Rambo's here, so you can get Rambo in line.
Okay, cool.
So,
that's cool. I like my group.
Questions, let me know. Otherwise, that's really it. That's kind of how the season's going to go. Oh, and here's something that you guys may or may not enjoy. This rankings list here on the left, I'm going to rank you at the end of the month, and I'll rank you during the month, but at the end of the month, I'm going to rank you 1 through 15. So I will pick who I think has been the top player all the way down to the 15th player. So
Teddy's already 17th.
Let's say Antonio doesn't turn up for anything and he plays bad. He's 15th. Let's say Issei, look, Issei's saying it's on. He's actually played outstanding, so I'm going to push him up to 5. Teddy, you're last because it's alphabetical. Hopefully, you might be there or you might be there. That's the plan, right?
Yes, I did.
All right, gentlemen. That is it. That was it. Quick. There. Make sure in your teams, you see them right there. Make sure if you have each other's number. If you don't, I can help you guys with that. But that's going to be your accountability team for this spring. So the 3 of you, I expect to be a little team that are going to be together for forever.
So wait, Lee, are you going to put us in these groups in practice?
If we're doing kind of small-sided stuff and groups of 3, then yeah, probably.
That'd be awesome. Okay,
but if not, then we do bigger stuff. But I've paired you up or I've grouped you up for a reason.
Yeah.
But I will plan on working you guys together as much as possible, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Got it?
Yep.
All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Yep, you too.